Today's voiceover talent is more than just a pretty voice. Today's voiceover talent has to be a boss, a VO boss. Set yourself up with business owner strategies and success with your host, Ganguzza, along with some of the strongest voices in our industry. Rock your business like a boss, a VO boss.
Welcome, everybody, to the B.O.S. podcast. I'm your host, Ann Ganguzza, with my lovely co-host, Gabby Nistico. Hey, Gabby.
Hello, Ann.
Gabby, today I'm excited to introduce our special guest because there's been a lot of buzz around for a new voice casting website called Voice Casting Hub. And we today happen to have the creator of Voice Casting Hub, Matt Dubois. Matt, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, Matt, I guess the question on everybody's mind is, number one, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in this big project.
Thanks. Yeah, it's an interesting story, and I've never had to introduce myself so many times. I've spoke to so many agents and talent in the past 3 months, and that's always the first question they ask is, I've never heard of you. I've realized how tight-knit this voiceover world is.
It is, yeah.
So true.
Yeah. I've worked on refining my bio, but I've never had to do before. But I have a company called Cloud9 Hosting. That's kind of my main source of revenue. We do web hosting and email hosting. We're a fairly large company of about 50,000 clients across the U.S. And we have a bunch of computer nerds here, developers, technical support, and the infrastructure to service. We're primarily servicing financial services, healthcare, and aerospace industries. In our hosting, we're doing things that Office 365 and Amazon can't do. That's kind of where we focus on. My girlfriend is a voiceover actress. She's done that for about 19 years or so. That's kind of how I came into this whole world. We've been dating for a few years, and now I have a voiceover studio and sound booth in the house. So I've
Not
just
unusual.
something I never thought.
No,
Unusual.
not at all.
No. So I've slowly got to understand the industry and see what she does, and I just have a lot of respect for her talent and all the actors and agents out there and what they do. But one night we're just sitting having dinner, having some wine or something, and she tells me about some acquisition that happened, and she got a few frantic emails. Yeah, I think everybody's heard about that, right?
The acquisition, yes.
Yep.
But she told me about this because a few of her agents actually had sent her some emails, and they were a little distressed, and she was just kind of telling me what had happened, and it was like a technology company who had taken over this site that was primarily used for professional voiceover casting, and everybody was kind of confused on where to go. And I said, "Do you realize it's like that's what I do, right? That's what we do at Cloud9 is we have 12 developers sitting there just developing cloud-based applications, CRMs, and other custom web apps for industries. Why don't you introduce me to a few of your agents and see if I can't help out? Like I'd love to get more involved. I don't know, I didn't know that I could do anything before because I obviously, as you could see or hear, I'm not as skilled as the two of you with the mic.
You're doing great. Don't sweat it.
Thanks. So this was a cool opportunity to score some points and do something good, and I just love building software and creating cool things. So she introduced me did an email introduction to a few of her agents. She has like 7 agents. It's something that was totally new to me, in the talent agent world. I thought the only thing I've ever seen was like watching a few episodes of Entourage, and so I have no idea anything about the whole entertainment industry. I couldn't come from a different space.
Well, I will say Ari Gold is my spirit animal. It's not quite what you see on that show.
Well, my background, because my background actually, Matt, is in IT. I spent 20 years in corporate IT. So I have always been on the soapbox saying that, we need a great cast. I mean, one of the reasons why this whole thing started happening was that, online is really the way everything is going, and the online casting sites always had the technology, at least the pay-to-plays, as they started to develop, and everything related to, agents and producers, that was always a little bit behind, if I can say that. The other site that was acquired, was, I think, scrambling to try to be up to technological standards of the day, and it's nice to hear that, a tech company actually that has the means and the fortitude and the knowledge on how to build a really kick butt casting system, online. I'm very intrigued, and I'm hopeful about that.
Yeah, it was when I first took a look at it, I was really surprised. She keeps so busy with her agents and all the work she does. I'm a workaholic, but she works just as much, if not more than me, on a lot of days. And when I saw how the jobs were being cast in that site, I was like, this hasn't been updated in like 15 years.
Yeah.
Like to me, it was amazing that there was this much business and this much money and productivity happening with such an archaic framework in place. I was like, we can do better. We don't have to, the solution for me when I looked at it was, we don't need to build a replacement. The reason why this is happening in the industry is because this is not where it should be. This isn't 21st century software.
In fact, it's really funny because when the acquisition happened, I had been saying for a really long time that, VoiceBank is completely antiquated. It was pretty much falling apart. It was going to go to the wayside. I mean, so it was only a matter of time. And everybody in this big upheaval of this happening, I went, wait a minute, this could be a great thing. Like, we're going to move forward. Now, not necessarily with the company that acquired it, but it looks like now maybe with you. So tell us about what your vision is for VoiceBank, for Voice Casting Hub, where you see it going, the things that you're trying to accomplish right now. I mean, you guys just launched. I mean, literally just launched. What are we, 7 days
1st,
in?
I think,
yeah.
Right?
I have a vision for us, and I also have a vision for VoiceBank. My vision for VoiceBank is to shut it down.
Woohoo!
So,
I like that.
I kind of like that.
I do too. I like it a lot.
That's our goal. That's our intention. We want to preserve the agent casting model in the business, and I know that the direction that the company that acquired them is going is they're trying to remove that model by everything that we're hearing from producers and around. And my goal is to preserve that model because I see, I've seen with my girlfriend over the years how that's the key to her success, and keeping this intact is critical. Coming from the background of building CRM software for 20 years and doing it with the current company, Cloud9, my domain expertise is CRM software. And, I thought, if I can work with some people who had the domain expertise in voiceover and with what I knew and what I can create in my ideas for CRM and automation, that we can create the future. Again, I didn't want to create a replacement. There's nothing that excited me about just, putting lipstick on a pig and making a new interface on that site, right? I'm a software guy, like I said. I'm a tech guy. I usually am not talking to people. I send emails, so I'm lucky enough to have email to filter out and delete. And then, so.
Well, I love that you've got the intent to just make something really awesome and to make it better. It's not replacing anything. It's just making something that's really awesome and that will serve producers, agents, and talents alike, which I love.
My goal is to give everybody what they deserved. They didn't have that with what they're currently working with. If we led with technology, we can control technology and we can steer the industry, right? The fight of trying to stick with the old way of doing things and fighting against technology is a losing battle. So I've talked to some agents. Very few have been resistant to adopting new technology. I'd say we have approximately 95% of talent agents on board with us, and over 1,000 producers already. And we have jobs flowing, and we're awesome. We're going on all cylinders. Yeah, there was a few that that were scared of, I think they're just scared of change. And, they're still fighting against technology. And I think that's the losing battle. Technology is going to win. And what the agents and what the industry needs to do is adopt technology and really control it so they can help steer and lead from the front. There's a train of thought out there that's trying to steer it away, centralize all of that casting and remove, and they believe streamline is removing agents and some of the other people from this process. And there's a train of thought that I have and I share with a lot of other, with talent and agents generally, is that the agents play a critical role in this casting process, not only for fair rates for the talent, but for curating these the list for the producers.
You've been in communication with agents to make it easy for them, because I know for some agents, like you said, it's great that they're all on board and adopting this. But I think the thing that, if I'm understanding you correctly, that you're doing is that you're making it easy. You're making it so simple for them to help cast. That is why they're going to be so on board with this technology, as opposed to, because I know there's a lot of agents that they spend an awful lot of time sending emails and downloading attachments and that sort of thing, which is bulky, and it's and renaming files, and I think that is just
that's
that takes like right. That just takes like such a huge part of their time when they could be out there getting more work for their talent roster.
Yeah, there's a ton of time wasted on menial tasks that weren't revenue generating. There was a lot of copying and pasting using third-party services. The first thing I did was, when I spoke to my girlfriend and had her do the agent introductions, no agent wanted to talk to me for like 2 weeks. That was the funny part. I'm sitting there saying, hey, I could help. I have these resources. I have the experience. I definitely have the passion for this industry. Who wants to talk to me? And then nobody answered. Then I looked up some more agents' emails that I found on the web and sent out more emails. It took about a month before anybody actually answered me. That agent, that was Stacy in both ears in Oregon. She talked to a few other agents who talked to a few other agents, and then by 2 weeks, I had 30 agents that wanted to be involved and were kind of blowing up my phone saying they want to be more involved with what we're doing. Come to today, there's we have over 120 agents on board.
Wow.
But
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a funny process.
I think that there might be some after what's happened. I mean, literally, probably one of the largest upheavals in the industry, right, Gabby? That's happened in a very long time. And I think that they might be a little gun shy in terms of technology is what kind of took over in the first place. And I think they might have just thought, oh no, who is this?
I definitely think it was an outsider tech company, software.
Oh yeah, talent agents tend to be very resistant to change, and voice actors, I think, depending on their age, they can fall into the same category. So I can understand that these were definitely pretty significant hurdles, and I'm glad that you were able to break through those barriers and knock down a couple walls.
We know how hard that can be. Could you tell us how you've made it easier? What is it that you're doing for the agents to make it easier for them to be able to cast?
Cool. So when I started talking to these agents, the first question I asked them was pretty easy. What would make you switch platforms? And they all said, we're going to go where the jobs are, where the producers go. So I said, all right, well, do you mind introducing me to some producers, and so I could talk to them and see what's going to make them switch? So I had a lot of introductions. I talked to over 100 producers. Nobody else in this process, anybody else who were building these replacement apps or with the previous company, nobody had contacted these producers and said, hey, while we're making these changes, is there anything we can do to make this easier for you? And I thought that was crazy. Again, I think that's like business 101. Get feedback from your customers, right? Your buyers. Know what they want. With the information they gave me, I built out some interfaces, and I was sharing it with these 100 producers. Went back and forth for about a week, and we were able to save them from 2 to 6 hours per project casting.
Wow.
Which they said, look, if the talent's there and I could save all this time, then it's going to be a no-brainer. I'm going there. we've eliminated the emailing, the transferring of files. It's all handled within the Voice Casting Hub ecosystem. So these producers are able to get 200 auditions, not have to download and rename all these MP3 files, have it onto a local computer, take up a bunch of storage, write notes in another system. They could be at their iPad at Starbucks with their earphones and just listening to these auditions that were submitted for the project they posted, and hiding them, putting notes next to them, rating them and ranking them, and eliminating down from 200 to 20 or to 10 or to 5. And they're able to share, if there's ad agencies, they're able to share their finalists with the client and have this online collaboration space. I mean, that was key. We created an online collaboration space where they could listen to these auditions in any device, anywhere, any browser. The producers loved it. So that was the first thing. We went back to the agents then and said, look, we just talked to all these producers and we built them an interface that they would love to do casting in on. And then we just started getting the momentum back and forth.
Yeah. Now, have you done the same thing for the agents? So for the agents to send out to their roster, have you implemented something similar to that?
It's a pretty cool process. So what the process from beginning to end is a producer will go and post a project. They'll invite the talent agents that they would like to submit for that project. The talent agents get an email that they've been invited to a project. They're able to look at the project overview, the casting specs. Then there's a little tab that says invite. It auto creates an email for them in the system, and they're able to select the talent that they would like to invite to this project. They click send. They're able to edit that email, put any other additional information they need, and send. And what happens is the talent gets a personal email from their agent to them, has all the casting specs. They've not had to copy or paste anything. At the bottom of that email, after all the casting specs in the project overview, there's a link that says click here to upload your audition. They record, they click that link, they just drag and drop their audition, click submit, and that's all they need to do. They don't need to do WeTransfer, email, Dropbox, anything like that. They don't need to worry about the naming convention, the file format, great. Anything. Just drag and drop, record, drag and drop, submit. It alerts the agent. The agent's able to see all the auditions that have been submitted. They're also able to track the talent that they've invited that hasn't submitted yet. They're able to edit them. They're able to organize them and put them in a certain order, and then submit them to the producer right from the interface. So no handling of files. At this time, the agent has sent the email. The talent's recorded, submitted it. The agent gets an alert. They're able to listen to all these auditions in that web browser. Again, no downloading, no emails have been sent through Outlook or Thunderbird, no copy and pasting, no third-party services, and they just check a couple boxes and click submit. The producer gets alerted. Agency A has submitted 20 auditions. Please check it out. And they click on their link and open it up, and it's right there. There's all the auditions there. They can see the talent name. They can see the role that they're auditioning for. They can listen to the demo again on any browser, any device, put any notes next to it. They're able to see the agent name, and then they can hide that if they want to eliminate it. They can check avails, and then they can book right from their browser.
I love
it. That is fantastic.
It's brilliant.
The agent gets updated, and that's it.
It's brilliant because it's so simple, and now I understand. Yeah. With your background in CRM, I totally like that. That's just so simple, but yet so brilliant.
We're offering unlimited storage. Talent profiles are always free. They're able to build out their own profile and store their demos. That's always going to be a free service. The agents will pay a subscription, and the producers will pay per project to post, but it will always be free for talent.
Now, talent has to be represented?
To get booked for jobs, yeah. So unrepped talent can register for the site. Their profiles are only searchable by agents. So the benefit for an unrepped talent to create a profile on the site is they're going to be in the software platform that agents are using to cast jobs. So if they're looking maybe for a specific talent, they can build out their Voice Casting Hub profile for free. And again, only agents can find it. So if that agent's trying to fill a certain spot,
that's great.
That's a great add-on.
Yeah.
So it's one more thing to help the unrepped talent get repped. It puts it in the same interface that the agents are working in and day out. We have a mobile app coming out in February. We have WordPress integration coming out for the talent agents, and we're doing we have e-signature integration coming out in April for NDAs.
Wow.
So all the NDAs, you don't have to
Nice.
download, sign, scan. The NDAs will be
online.
in that web interface. Yeah, so you could just
Yep.
yeah.
Bane of my existence.
So that's what we
Yeah,
Right?
half my
we talk to
day.
everybody. We're like,
It's so painful. It's so painful.
that was what we asked everybody. We asked agents
Yep.
and the producers, like, tell me about your day. You know, tell me what bugs you. Tell me what you like,
Yeah.
and then just kind of tell me what this normal process is. And sometimes they were telling us stuff that they didn't even think of. That was, it wasn't a huge pain, but they weren't even thinking that we could automate it. Again,
Well,
it's funny. I think it's so simple. It's
Yeah. Any payment options too? Like I'm thinking, is it going to be from very start to finish, even payment options to the talent? Or
in July, we're adding in full accounting and payment functionality. That will be
Wow.
an option for agents if they want to get the add-on for the accounting and payment management. That's something that there will be features for them to be able to utilize. So that'll be an option, but that's coming out in the summer of 2018.
yeah.
I can't wait to actually see it
Yeah,
and use it and
Yeah.
do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sending out. The onboarding team is here, and they're doing the one-on-one training with the agents now, and we're just queuing up the agents, and as soon as the agents get acclimated, then we're releasing the account activation to their talent. So we're taking care of all the agents first. Producers are ready and done; they're already posting, and then we're taking care of agents as they get all their information into us. We're uploading all their talent info and configuring their profiles for free, and we're giving it away free for actually the agents and the producers in December, January, and February. We're not even asking for credit cards. We just want to make sure everybody's on it, making money before we'd even ask for a credit card or a dime from anybody.
So will talent be expecting to hear from their agents typically if they're on board with you, or how is that happening?
Yeah, so you'll get an email from us when your agency has completed onboarding. So
Got it.
yeah, they for the agents to get on board and experience all automation, they had to turn in some of the talent profile information, and we imported it all into the system. And we're uploading all the demos. I mean, you have no idea how much time and
Oh, yeah, we do.
when we offered to do all this,
Demo
offered to do all the
uploading.
onboarding.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's massive. We offered to do it, and we didn't realize how much of a task it would be at first, and so we're doing it though, and put a couple extra people on the team to help out. But
So Matt, wow, this has just been so eye-opening and so enlightening. Thank you so much for taking the time to explain this to us, and I am looking so forward to the months to come and to see all the great things coming out of Voice Casting Hub.
awesome. Well, yeah, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and I want to let all the talent know that if they haven't received their activation email yet, they will, as we're finishing onboarding all the talent agents. The talent agents will let us know when to email the talent when they're ready. We want to make sure that we don't overload the agents in this whole process as well. So that's why some of the talent have not got that email activation yet. But they're on their way, and we have a full team working around the clock to make sure that we get it all up and everybody on the system as soon as possible.
I'd like to give a big thanks to our sponsor, IPDTL, for our quality connection. Record like a boss by finding more at ipdtl.com.
Make sure to subscribe to us, guys, on iTunes, Facebook, Stitcher, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, we're on it. Go click for all things boss.
Like and share, and I'm just going to say, don't forget to check out B.O.S.S for our new university classes, and don't be afraid to send us your questions. It might be answered in our next podcast. Thanks so much, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Join us next week for another edition of B.O.S.S with your hosts, Ann Ganguzza and Gabby Nisterko. All rights reserved. Ann Ganguzza voice talent in association with 3 Moon Media. Redistribution with permission. Coast-to-coast connectivity via IPDTL.